being in a leadership role, I think stress comes with that because we do have to wear so many hats, and it never shuts off for us.
Something as simple as travel, being away from your families. I think being in a leadership position, obviously Coach Warren has another level to that leadership position, but I know all of our coaches on staff carry that responsibility of being a leader in our program, our community, for the university.
The stress from just making sure as the leader that everybody is having a good experience. And sometimes that's out of your control, but you still want to control that as much as you can. And when it doesn't happen that way, you take the brunt of that burden. Sometimes it comes out in where I snap at people, or I'm short with people. Sometimes it comes out where I don't sleep, or I don't eat as well as I should. I don't take the time to have the self-care that I need to. My mind is always making sure that everybody else is taken care of, and that is my priority. Well, I've had to learn that if I don't take care of myself, it's hard for me to really give to others what I need to be able to give to others.
You lose sleep. I think your mind is always just on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing, because it's so, especially during season, it's so fast paced. And so your brain is just thinking about everything and trying to juggle school and, helping them manage getting through their stuff too, which is really difficult. I think you can manage stress in a lot of ways. Coach always talks about being mentally, physically, spiritually, physically fit, all that. But I think it comes natural for us, having been an athlete and we coach it, but we have a lot of rhythm and routine to what we do spiritually and physically and mentally. So physically, because we do tend to lose some sleep, I try to get my 8 hours of sleep, and I make it a priority.
She's grumpy if she doesn't.
I'm grumpy. I'm really grumpy. If I don't get my 8 hours, everybody knows it. It shows on my face. My right eyeball gets red. It
does.
Tough. Everybody knows if I didn't get my 8 hours. But working out, that's a big stress relief. And then even mentally, just making sure you set aside time for yourself and self-care. Because Coach said it earlier, you can't pour into other people if you're not loving on yourself, and giving yourself space and time for that.
There really isn't a downtime in our profession, but I make it a priority to, when I go home, I really try to focus on the family piece and being present with my family. I think with smartphones, it can take away from that, where you're home, but you're not really home. So I try to, when I get home, put my phone aside or my iPad aside and just spend time being at home. We do a lot of our work on our phone. Emails, coaches, AAU coaches, high school coaches, recruits parents, your own players, they're constantly reaching out. So for me, I set time away from my phone every night. I put it on silent for a certain amount of hours so I can just get away. And then just with social media, I don't have notifications on. I don't let that consume my time, because it's easy to fall into a trap. And every time you get a notification, you're constantly looking at your phone. So for me, time away from my phone, because I'm on my phone so much, is really good for me and my health. It's not if, when adversity strikes. And we do, as a whole, our young women included, a terrific job of adapting, because you have to be able to adapt. And that all comes with it. But again, the consistency, I think, in which you go about things helps you handle things when life gets turned upside down. For me, it stays true to my prayer, my devotion, my working out. And then again, trying to be intentional about what I'm grateful for. I would be lying to you if I would tell you it's not stressful as we get closer to the end, because it is. but I really try to stay consistent in my routine.
Yeah, consistency is huge. I think somebody way smarter than me said you build your habits and your habits build you. But I mean, that's a very coach thing to say. I don't know who said that, but somebody said it. But we're such routine and rhythm people in multiple areas of our lives. And I think that's what helps to keep us steady.
I talk with someone, I go to counseling, not when things are not well, but even when things are well, so that when things aren't so well, there's a consistency in which I'm being able to express those feelings.
If we get out of our routine, we tell each other, we notice it in each other. And
Yep.
so, for us especially, I think routines and rhythms work. And we can tell when we get off rhythm and out of
Yes.
routine. And every once in a while it's good.
Yep.
Because sometimes that means we just need to rest. And that's okay as well.
I think rest is really, really important. And KO hit on it earlier, where it's society. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? And if the pandemic taught us anything, it should have taught us it's okay to rest. It's okay to enjoy. It's okay to be present. It's okay to take that time. And I think that is a valid point. It's really important too, no matter what, that you have to take time to rest and recover, because that allows us to continue to handle things as they come, good, bad, or indifferent. Even in the midst of stress, whether it's in the morning or the morning hasn't gone the way I think it should, or in the afternoon, of just being able to write down something that I'm thankful for, or verbalize it, but being intentional about being appreciative of whatever that is. So just being intentional about finding positive, even in what can be negative. But we send each other Christian podcasts to listen to, and then we come in and we talk about them. So I do think, like I said, about when you're surrounded by people that really understand the family piece, the spiritual piece, things are going to get tough. But when you know who you're in the battle with, it makes that battle a lot easier. We're not just colleagues, we're friends, we're family. And you see it in how we connect. You see it when we're outside of basketball. And for me, in what we do and how we do it, that is a really important piece of who we are and what we do. And I think that also helps all of us with the stress piece, because it's really important that you're surrounded by people that you love, that you care, that are going to make you better, and have the same aspirations, and can speak truth and can speak power into you. And when you're surrounded with people like that, there's a lot of stress, but there's not any amount of stress that you can't get through.